if someone had said to me someone was going to spend £33,000 on this house without adding 1 square foot and they were going to get it back, I would say they were mad.
I've lived in this house for 50 years and I'm a man who likes variety, so it's time I moved.
In Newtownards, Northern Ireland, Brian and his wife Amy are at odds over whether to love or list their 1970s chalet bungalow.
I just think this is a lovely wee house. Everyone that comes here says, oh, I love your house, it's fabulous, and it is.
It might be lovely, but due to reduced mobility, Brian doesn't feel their house is suitable anymore. So I have a budget of £315,000 to find them a more accessible home.
He's had 50 years here. Surely that's enough.
Whereas I'll be focusing on making the most of what they have here by tailoring this house to meet their needs. To best use the space they have, I suggest removing the wall between the kitchen and living room to create a generous kitchen diner. The remaining part of the room could then be sectioned off to create a cosy lounge where Brian and Amy can spend their evenings together.
I really like the idea of putting a wall in there. That's going to make that little room so much cosier.
You'll also know that all of your stuff, Brian, is there. So this is basically the Brian wing of the house.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. I've always wanted a wing.
Yeah, exactly.
Just over 6 months since our first visit, the sun is shining and Brian and Amy have come to a decision on whether to love or list their 1970s chalet bungalow.
Looks smart, doesn't it?
It does. Right.
Hello. Phil was commenting how smart the outside of your house looks.
Thank you very much.
It does look very together.
Yes.
As to both of you.
Please come inside. Let's show you everything else we've done.
I'm dying to see how this kitchen has turned out.
Wow. Ooh. Blimey. Oh, right.
When we were first here, the kitchen was cramped and disorganised, and Brian couldn't reach everything he needed. But by moving the wall to incorporate the dining area, it's been completely transformed into a modern, bright, and most importantly, functional kitchen diner. With appropriate storage for this pair of keen cooks, and plenty of space to host Brian's extended family.
Thanks to Kirstie, we have actually a bigger table than we had in the dining room. We can sit 8 to 10 people around this. There's plenty of space for all the cupboards.
Yeah.
There's so much space for us to be in the space together.
While the tiny snug was once tired and uninviting, it's now a calm, sophisticated space where Amy and Brian can spend their evenings together.
It's really beautiful.
And Amy's clever homemade entertainment unit keeps everything tidy and organised.
What was, do you remember, Amy, what was the average of the valuations you had on this house before?
Was it about 230, somewhere in there?
220 was the average of the valuations. The average of the valuations is now 255.
Ooh.
Now, given that you spent about 33, that's not a big leap. But if someone had said to me someone was going to spend £33,000 on this house without adding 1 square foot and they were going to get it back, I would say they were mad. So what you've actually done is a real achievement.
It's pretty good, and you've made it a lot better.
It's not in a field.
Well, you've done what you can. I think you've kind of kicked the can down the road. Yes. And you can't make the garden any bigger, and you can't sort things out upstairs, but what you've done is brilliant.
Brian, Amy, would you love it?
Or will you list it?
It's a very difficult decision, isn't it, Amy?
Well, have I done enough to keep you happy, to
I
keep
think
you here?
you've done more than enough. I think we're going to love it.
Of course you are. And so you should.